When an anime is made, at least once in its runtime, it will dream of being the best around. But today is not their day to shine. Baki the Grappler, Baki the Son of the Ogre, no matter the name, it holds legendary status. One anime back. And today, we're going to be talking about how shonen anime can get very cluttered with repeats, but we're also going to be talking about a shonen that gives it new life and brings it freshness. Itagaki, the mangaka of Baki and the father of Peru, Itagaki, who is the mangaka of Beastar, surprisingly. Baki is a martial arts manga, and he knows it's his stuff when it comes to martial arts, because he studied Shorin Kempo, a form of Shaolin Kung Fu, and served in Japan's ground self-defense force. To put it simply, the man is a badass. Shonen is such a wide variety. It's such a gray area as well. You have amazing stories, or amazing characters, or not so amazing stories and not so great characters, and then you have the gray area where those two can flip. But also, in this wide variety, you have people that will track you down and hurt you because you said Goku couldn't do a triple backflip, land on his pubic hair, and bust a nut. Shonen being such a wide and absolutely nonsensical genre, Baki is the one to put it in a 180 in how nonsensical it gets. Outrageous, if you would, but in a good way. And what I mean by in a good way is eventually some shonen start pulling back in old cliches to their stories, or they just do very boring arcs. My Hero. I thought the first season of My Hero was very good. It was a nice intro to the world, it was fun seeing all the powers and new characters, and it was fun seeing the villains' motives for doing what they want to do. The first Nomu fight was amazing. But then season 2 had the school tournament, and hey, I'm one for great tournament arcs. I mean, I'm talking about Baki here. It wasn't bad, but it was lower than season 1, and that's how the show and manga stayed for as long as I've read. I've read up to the end of the Liberation War arc. I have stopped exactly at chapter 300, and throughout the chapters and arcs that went up to that point, it fluctuated constantly. Like, I didn't care about the school festival, and I didn't care about Gentle Criminal, and those are things that constantly get brought up about My Hero when you want to badmouth it, because it's a slice of life. The villain wasn't that great. People always use that as like their way to start trashing on My Hero, along from the many other things. But looking at a classic shonen, Dragon Ball. Now, if we look back to Dragon Ball, and more specifically Super and on, Dragon Ball has never really been able to grow past its old self, and this is kind of for a lot of shonen, or just any shonen really. You want it to grow past itself to bring back the hype of characters having good growth and not just getting, oh, new overpowered move or transformation. Or you don't want it bringing back a new arc starting in a very similar way to older arcs. For example, guys, we beat the villain. Peace can now come back to Earth. Let's take this time to enjoy our friends and fam. I am the evil god. You will fail. L plus ratio. Fall off. You get the idea. But Baki starts you with such absurdity that it can only get crazier, but it builds up and reveals the craziness in a good pace and in a good way. Starting back with the original Baki, showing just a very vanilla, very classic style of shonen karate tournament. But when the main man himself, Baki Hanuma, walks up, the air in the room completely changed permanently. Eventually going into Baki's childhood, coming to a fight with a literal legendary cave ape thought to be extinct, or a man who stands at 6'10", who powerbombs a car from a ceiling, or someone experimented on, ready to give up tomorrow for one fight, to be able to fight one man, stronger than the rest. Mental images so powerful you can feel the air punching you back, showing techniques unimaginable, like being able to cut someone's nerve cord with a single flick of the wrist, or a punch so perfect it's compared to that of Buddha, or having back muscles so fucking ripped you can bring forth the face of a demon. But if you look away from the absurdity of Baki, the art in Baki is underrated in my opinion, because a lot of the amazing panels get overshadowed with insane or over-muscular bodies or intense facial expressions. But the mangaka has been drawing since the 90s. He's had time to refine his work, to bring forth pages that exude energy of triumph, pure victory, or raw sadness, blood-boiling rage, or the feeling of melancholy, not knowing where to go. And Baki really embodies that feeling. After one arc is complete, the path forward is never really clear on where it's going to go. It's always a guess. And I love that. pushing yourself to make your dreams come to light, realizing the path, something I thought I would never find in a piece of fiction that shows absolutely insane shit. And that's why I love Baki as an anime and manga. It's amazing. Getting a literal power-up boost after having sex. Like, only Baki can do this, and it's so refreshing to see something like this in Shonen amongst just all the basic stuff. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. And as always, if you look down and below, you will see my Twitter and you will see my Twitch. And for the Twitch, we are going to be streaming a lot more because I recently purchased new computer parts and the rest should be coming in relatively soon. So I will be able to do a lot more. As always, thank you for watching.